Hey everybody, it's Chris Allman again with Everything Music. And last week we covered some things about songwriting, and I hope that was a helpful video. Before we go any further, as always, I will ask you to like the video. We'd love to get the likes up so the algorithm will get the video and send it out to others who love music like you do and like I do. Also, ring the bell so you'll get notifications when I make new videos. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and it would help out a lot as well. Share the video with other lovers of music, and so they can kind of join this community and we can all be a part of one big happy family talking about music. So this week I had a friend who in the comments, and by the way, speaking of comments, if in the comments you will drop whatever it is you are you just a musician that plays the piano? I don't know if you play the piano, put a P in the comments, put a G if you play the guitar. If you're a singer, put an S in the comments. If you're a producer, put a P in the comments, or you can just write it out, whatever it is. And if there's something in particular that you would like for me to cover or talk about, or just give my insight or just opinion on, write that in the comments as well. All of that stuff works together to help get this video out to other people who love music like you do and like I do. So I had a friend in the comments on the last video mention that he would love to hear me maybe talk about singing. So I am a singer. I do a lot of other things, but first and foremost, I am a singer. So the first thing I would really want to talk about when it comes to singing would be breath support. And you always heard, and I always heard, you have to sing from your diaphragm. So what does that really mean? Well, we know where our diaphragm is. If you're a singer, you've at least located where that is, and it's right here. And I'm going to try to keep this kind of simple and to the point. It's not going to be a very long video, but maybe it'll give you some tips that can help out. The diaphragm is here under the rib cage. And what should it feel like when we're singing and we're doing it correctly? Well, that should be very firm. Your diaphragm should be very firm, especially whenever you're, what I like to say, going after it. You know, now when we're singing soft, with soft tones like this right here, it's active, but it's not really firm because I'm not really needing the type of support that you might need when you're singing a ballad, or when you're going after the high notes, or you're singing something fast that takes a lot of breath. But what it should feel like whenever you're singing and you're needing that support, it should be firm. Now, to give you a visual and an understanding of what it should feel like, if you can just cough, you know, if you just cough, you're going to feel that kind of get firm on you, okay? Well, that's what it should feel like when you're singing. And if it's not firm and you're running out of wind and you really can't support those notes that you want to get on top of, maybe you're singing flat and this sort of thing, it's because you're not really supporting your tones and you're not supporting your notes with the breath like you should be. You're not singing from your diaphragm. And that's really what that means. You want that to be firm, and you want that to be the foundation and the support, the breath support of your notes. If you're not supporting your notes, something happens that's really not desirable, okay, to the listener and to the people that you sing with or anything else. And that is, you're going to slip on your pitches. Usually if you're not supporting it right, you're going to fall flat. You're going to sing under the pitch. And there's really nothing that sounds worse than whenever you're singing and everything's right on 440. The music, the piano's in tune, the guitar's in tune, the track, whatever it is you're singing with is right in tune. Even the people you're singing with are singing on pitch, and you're singing under the pitch. It's like, you know, it kind of makes you want to, like Quill does, my little dog, man. He'll just kind of turn his head. It kind of makes you want to turn your head, get on your tiptoes, and kind of help the singer get up on the pitch. Well, what are some things that we can do to get up on the pitch? Well, the first would be you got to have good breath support, and that's what we're talking about here. But secondly, what you can do, a lot of times right out of the gate, when I start singing, you'll see my eyebrows up, my eyes wide open, and a smile on my face. Now, you know, with those eyes up, you're already kind of in a thinking high, thinking on the top end of the note. So I like to be there. I like to be, if anything, I don't want to sing sharp either, but I do want to be pushing that note right against, you know, the top of where it should be. I want to be on top of the note. Alrighty, not singing sharp, but I mean singing up over the flat area and singing dead on the pitch. And a lot of times we need to add some vibrato to bring it if we're holding something and we feel like we're slipping, and we start adding some vibrato that covers a multitude of sin. You can just sing on pitch if you think on pitch. If you think high, eyebrows up, eyes wide open, smile on your face, the eyes up and the smile, it's going to help all kinds of things. It's desirable to look at, so the listener is going to enjoy watching you sing if you have a bright face. Now, I've seen some people sing, man, and that the brow is down and they're, it's like you can't even see their eyes, and it's just dark, and it's not nice to look at. First of all, you want to see a bright face, somebody that's enjoying what they're doing. So that's going to help the listener, okay? It's also, like I said, dual purpose. It's going to be help the listener, but it's also going to help you as a singer to sing on top of that pitch, okay? I heard a friend of mine, let me say this first before I go into the tone. I heard a friend of mine say when it comes to pitch, and this was a very good visual, if you will. He said, I like to think about bookcases, and I have books in my hand, and those books are notes, and that book goes in one particular slot. So when I'm singing, I'm not going to be lazy. A lot of times, off-pitch singing also comes from just being lazy and just not being on top of your game. And I'm going to take that book and I'm going to put it right in that slot, and that slot is where the pitch is. You know what I mean? Every note is a book. Boom. Da 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 da. So each book is a note, and it should go right into the slot that it needs to be in. So that's a cool visual, if you will. But talking about tone, I was talking about the way your face looks, your eyes wide open, you're smiling. Think about this. If I sing, "Happy birthday to you." All right, you've got that. Or you can sing, "Happy birthday to you." It just brightens the tone, okay? Anything that you sing, if you're smiling, if you've got your eyes wide open, it's going to be louder. It's going to be brighter. It's going to be just nicer all the way around. When I'm in the studio and I'm producing people, I don't even have to look at them to be able to tell if they are smiling while they're singing or they're not. And I can pull a better performance out of somebody if I can just say, okay, let's do that verse again, but I want you smiling from ear to ear. I mean, way overdoing it. Because when you're smiling when you're singing, you might think you're smiling, you feel like you're smiling, but if I'm looking at you, I can say you're not really smiling. It's not coming across. You're not smiling. So doing these things when you sing, eyebrows up, eyes open, smiling, has to be really overdone in regards to making it work, okay, the way we're talking about. So overdo things, all right? Just be over-animated, if you will. Not just crazy and, to where it's just off the charts over-animated. But I'm telling you, if you usually just think you're smiling a little, it doesn't even come across as a smile. So those things are going to help so much. Breath support, singing on pitch, the tone needs to be bright. Okay, all of these things are going to work together when it comes to singing. So just think about those, write those down. All of this stuff helps whenever we're singing. Don't sing lazy, all right? I just can't stand it when somebody's just singing lazy. They're not working. Singing takes work. Never think that you can just take it easy when you're singing in a concert or when you're doing a performance, okay? You need to be on. You need to be working. You need to have the mentality of, I'm punched in now, and I'm not stopping until I'm punched out. So maybe those things will help out. If they did, hey, put it in the comments. If there's something you want to hear me talk about, put that in the comments. Like, share, subscribe to Everything Music. I appreciate you listening and tuning in today. Hey, I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving, and we're moving into Christmas now, so Merry Christmas to everybody. God bless you, and thanks for listening.